it is CraftyRia, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're back, welcome back. Today I am going to show you how I'm going to make a couple of cards out of some of these items. I went ahead and went through my stash of swap items that I had received several years ago. These were from January 2003. And they were made by From the Heart. So I have that, and this one, which is a border, and then this other border. It's a set. Well, instead of using these on a scrapbook page, I'm going to cut them apart and use them on a card, or on 3 cards actually. So let's see what I go ahead and do. I found also in my stash a few pieces of this 8x8 paper, and I thought it was really adorable. It looks really good with this pink, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. And I've already cut my paper out. That's just a spare sheet. So I'm going to make 3 cards out of this. And so I have 3 card bases, which are A2. They are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper, folded in half and then cut in half. And I cut 3 mats for my cards, which these are 1/4 inch shorter, smaller than these. And they measure 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I cut them all in this landscape view, so my cards will open up this way. They'll open that way. And I did that for all 3. And then I also took one of the scraps from that, and I cut out a small heart out of that paper. So let's start with the first one. I'm going to move these aside, and I'm going to just start with this card. This is just super simple and fast, real easy. I thought it was a good size to fit on here. So I'm going to go ahead and mat this piece of paper onto here. And this tape runner I'm using is an ATG. And I get the refills on Amazon. The link is below. It's very economical to use. It's really a great adhesive, and it's far more economical than using those little tape runners. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and whenever I line up a mat on my paper, I always line up. I eyeball the top and the bottom corners, and that way you make sure you get it nice and centered. And I'm going to go ahead and add this to it. Next, I'm going to use a combination of this, since this is kind of like, this paper is almost like a piece of cloth. I don't want to put adhesive on this sheer part because I don't want it to show through. So I used my tape, and then I'm going to use some of this liquid adhesive as well. And I want it behind this cardstock. I don't, like I said, I don't want it on the sheer part because I don't want it to show through. I have to put my pin back in my glue, otherwise it will stick. It will dry and clog. And I'm just going to center this right on there, and that's simple. And I could almost call it finished, but you know, if you've seen me at all, if you've watched my channel, you know that that would never finish it. And then I could put this on here, but then it's a little flat, so I want to add a little dimension just because this is kind of, you know, more of a plain card. I have these adhesive dots. They're not very thick. They're great for card making. I get them at the Dollar Tree in a package, and they're really nice. So I'm going to take the circle and cut it in half. And I'm going to put a piece on each of those, the puffy parts of the heart, and then I'm going to take 2 of these straight pieces. And I will put these down here. So you don't have to waste any of them, and you don't have to use the whole circles. So one sheet goes pretty much a long way. And I'm just going to peel off the backings. If you don't have nails, you can use a pokey tool or a pin and get those backings off real easy. There. And I could stop there, but I probably won't. So I'm going to go ahead and use, I have some of this bling. Get this at AliExpress. And these are really small rhinestones that are on a piece of adhesive that's a string. And they're very flexible and they're pretty awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and put it around this inner heart. And I'm just going to use the shape of that inner heart to determine where they go. All right. And for this heart, I cut it out using a Sizzix die that I've had for years and years. It was one of those big, thick red ones, but you can use anything that you have, or you can even do it the old-fashioned way and fold the paper in half and cut out a template. And then I'm going to go around this way, since it's easier to do the round piece with when you have the long piece of the long strand rather than trying to piece around a circle. It's easier to piece pieces in on a straight edge. There, okay, and then I just have a few little pieces to put there, and I have some scraps that I will use for that. I always save my little scraps just for that reason. And they come apart real easy. And I think I just need one piece to go in that hole. There. And they rip apart real easy. I put my nail in there, or if you have a craft knife, you can use that, or you can even cut them apart with your scissors. So there we go. We have that card. That card's done. And I think it's really pretty, and it was really easy to do. All right, so let's do another one. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to make 2 cards out of that. So I'm going to go ahead and make both card bases. And it's the same thing. It's an A2 size card, and I have the mats cut to the same size as the other one. Just want to make sure I have them opening the right way. I don't want to put it on upside down. And this does open from the bottom. And I hold it by these 2 corners, and I eyeball the top and the bottom corner just to get it on there at least close to straight. I mean, it's not always perfect, but they're handmade, so they're not going to be perfect. We are not Hallmark. We're better than Hallmark. All right. Same thing. Just line that up. There we go. So I'm going to start with this big one, and I want to use the back of this. So I'm going to cut these off behind that triangle, like that. I'm going to bend it back and cut them off. And yep, I'm cutting apart a swap item. This has a little adhesive there, but I don't think I'm going to use that piece anyway. There. And that's going to be that card. So she did put some adhesive on it. And actually they are still sticky, but I'm going to need more adhesive on the back. So I'm just going to go over that. And I'm going to need more adhesive behind this heart. So I'm just going to put this on just like that. And then I will turn the card over and just cut these off even with the card. There. All right. So for now, I think I will just leave that as is. I may go back after the video. I won't bore you with it. And I think I'll put some of this around the edge just so it has a little oomph. And then another really simple card. I thought I would go ahead and take these off. And I'm going to put them on this card the same way they were on the card to begin with. I think just like this and like this. I don't know, maybe I'll have them fly to each other instead of away from each other. There. All right, put that there. And I think I'll use this glue on these since they're small. Put a little bit underneath that. It's coming up. This glue does dry clear, so that's okay. And then I'll cut these two pieces off. There. And I'm not sure if I'll do anything else with this. I'm going to put my pin back in my glue just so it doesn't clog the tip. I do have something. Let me reach for it. I do have this, and I wish I would have noticed it before I put this on, because I thought I would have moved this up a little higher. I don't know if it'll come off okay. I doubt it. Yeah, it's stuck on pretty good, so I don't want to risk it. But I think I'm going to add this to the bottom anyway. I'm just going to add that right to the bottom of that card. I'm going to put a good line of this adhesive. Just make it nice and thick there. And put that across the bottom, because I can't just have a plain card. Anybody who knows me knows that. I can't just leave it be like that. All right, I like that better. And I'm just going to trim off the edge. And then if you're worried about it fraying, you can always add a little bit of the white glue to the edge. So there we have 3 cards made in just a few minutes from stuff that I received from a swap that was just sitting in a book. And I know I wasn't going to use them on a scrapbook page because I haven't really done much scrapbooking other than a 50th wedding anniversary. But there we go. All done. 3 cards out of swap items. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you like it, and then also please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my other videos. You have a good day, and have a happy Valentine's Day coming up. Bye-bye. Hi again. I wanted to come back on and show you how this looks after I added this bling to it. I think it makes a big difference. So we have the 3 cards. So I have bling on both of those, and then this really pretty blingy trim on the bottom of that one. All right, there you go. Please leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. And bye-bye. I'll see you later.